You want to know the truth? There is not actually a mid-century appropriate kitchen tile for your backsplash. Mid-century kitchens didn't typically have tile backsplashes. They had a Formica lip on the back of the counter that prevented spillover, or sometimes a laminate backing that protected the wall behind the counter. Sometimes the wood of the built-ins came down behind the upper cabinets, and sometimes they just painted the wall. But today, we believe in a tile backsplash. We want it. Tile is often the first thing that gets chosen by someone who's dreaming of a kitchen update. Are you in this boat right now? Do you already have a favorite tile in mind, pinned in several places on Pinterest, saved in your Instagram? You probably want tile backsplash in your mid-century kitchen update, so let's get down to picking you the most timeless, trend-proof option. Here we go with part 5 of choices that stand the test of time for the kitchen in your mid-century house. I'm Della, I'm an architect, and I'm obsessed with your mid-century house. This series is all about narrowing down to possibilities and giving you my personal taste and opinions, but as a designer, I don't really believe that there is a correct answer for any remodel. Your taste and your house are always going to be the most important factors in this decision. And if you're trying to make the process of choosing easier, then the most important thing you can do is follow a process of starting from a few key inspiration points and focusing down your options until you have a material sheet for each room that feels cohesive, clean, and to your own taste. From that, you can pick out individual surfaces, finishes, products that work together and fit your budget and local supply line availability. Creating that custom style guide that will help you select finishes up and down the price point is easy when you follow the simple style guide system, which I talk about in so many places. Find resources below this video. Okay, let's talk tile. I know I just said I was going to give you singular answers today, one correct option for your kitchen backsplash, but in fact, I'm going to give you 3 because this is how I roll. And I believe there are basically 3 correct options for tile anywhere in a mid-century house that tile is appropriate, in an entryway, in a bathroom, in a kitchen backsplash. If you lean vintage in your taste, if you like a time capsule, if you're throwing back to the early 50s, then you want to go with 4x4 tile in a classic colorway with white grout. That is just your choice. That's what's right for you. That's what you're going to like, and that's going to look like it's been in the house since it was built. And I don't have much more to say about it. Actually, that's not true. You want to make sure that your tile is installed in a vintage way. That is, the outer edge boundary of any tiled area should either bump up against a corner or a built-in edge, upper cabinets or side cabinets, or it should have a bullnose finish on the tile itself. That'll look like this rather than this. What you don't want to use is a modern Schluter detail. That's a little metal lip that's installed up against the edge of the tile. Schluter edge detail makes your tile installer's life a little bit easier, but at a sacrifice of never really looking like it's an original mid-century finish. So knowing that you're going to need a bull-nosed edge if you've got an exposed outer perimeter of tile means you're going to have to spring for tile from a supplier that has a variety of edge conditions available, not just one field style of tile. If you want a slightly more modern, updated look for your tile, you still don't want a Schluter edge, but you don't necessarily have to go with a 4x4 square. You can go with a subway format tile, one that's wider than it is tall, and you're going to arrange it in a stack bond pattern no matter what. That means it's going to be in a grid so that all the edges of the tile align at the corners. It looks like this. For a midway to modern look, you do it with a horizontal arrangement. So every tile is a stretcher pattern lying on its side. Choose a mid color and a grout that is lighter than the tile. White still preferred. Or for your most modern option, stand those tiles on their end. Now they are all soldier courses. They're still aligned in a grid. And in this case, you can go with a darker or bolder tile color, still choose a grout that is lighter than the tile, or for a more finished field effect, you could choose to match the grout to the tile itself. Again, you still don't want that edge. You want a bullnose at every place the edge of the tile pattern is exposed. If you have a tile company you're in love with and they don't provide a bullnose, then you can just run your tile from one side to another of an open area, up against a corner or up against a piece of built-in, and then at the top, cap it off with a shallow shelf. One more thing to keep in mind about sourcing tile that feels true to the mid-century era is that it should have a matte finish. You are not looking for a shiny or a glossy tile here. That's going to feel modern every single time. Basically, we're looking to go in the exact opposite direction of the subway tile trend that took over everything in HGTV's expansion era. That is a shiny white tile in a subway format, arranged in a subway pattern like a brick wall, and with a dark gray grout or even a black grout highlighting the white and highlighting the pattern. This is an okay look if you are working with a cottage and trying to update into a modern cottage style, but it's never going to be right for a mid-century house, and I don't want to see it in your remodel project. There, I said it. So look at that, I gave you options. You could do this, you could do this, or you could do this, and all of them will be a great choice for your mid-century house. You can have a lot of fun with colors, and there are a lot of great tile suppliers out there. Actually, if you're looking for help in sourcing fun mid-century tile, I have a list of some of my favorite mid-century appropriate tiles in my mid-mod resources list. It's got more than just tile resources. It's got books, blog posts, and websites on mid-century history, rebuilding techniques, and famous designers you might want to learn about. It's got advice on furniture, on product selections, on magazines you want to subscribe to, common health hazards to be found in mid-century houses. That whole comprehensive resource list will be linked into the description of the video below too. So make sure to check that out. And then comment and let me know what tile choices light you up in a mid-century house. What do you see in a vintage estate sale tour and go, oh my God, that's so cute? And what would you choose for your mid-century kitchen? Stay tuned for the rest of the series. I still need to talk about, mid-century flooring choices. One more video to come.